Hiya. Um, now, after doing my last end of month bot haul, there were a couple of items that I neglected to mention in that video, and it wasn't until after I'd filmed the video and started processing it that I realised, oh, bugger, I haven't put that in, or I haven't put this in, I forgot to mention that. And as I it took best part of 40 minutes to film the video. I couldn't be bothered to do it again, and so I left them out. But there are a couple of things that I wanted to mention, and after being prompted by a certain Mr. Christopher Perry, Six Shot Changer, in the comments of my last video, I think I thought I'd switch the camera on and do it as a chewing the fat instead. So anyway, what's this all about? Yeah, a couple of things I forgot to, I totally forgot to mention in my last video. I will be attending the Transformers and Such meetup in Birmingham on Saturday the 15th of April, which is about 2 weeks time. I've known about this for some time. I don't live that far away from Birmingham, and now I was invited to come, and I think I'll go to that. Not really. I mean, I was at one point. I was thinking about, because there's a couple of them are staying over, but because I don't think they're going to be staying in the same hotels, or guest houses. I think I'd rather just go for the day and then come back home. And the other thing I'm trying to think about is it worth going in my car, or should I go on the train? Because either way is viable, because I live on the Birmingham line. I'm in Leamington Spa. It's only about less than a 25-minute train ride, and I'm in the centre of Birmingham. I could go in my car, but then it's like, where do I park it? I mean, I'm sure there's probably a big pay and display car park in the centre of Birmingham somewhere I could park my car up for the rest of the day. But if I go by car, the good thing about going by car is I can, because they're talking about going around shops and comic shops and stuff. So I'll probably hopefully be buying a few items, and I can then take them back to the car, or I can ferry them home. But I can't really have a drink. Not that I'm a drinker, but I won't be able to have any alcoholic drinks and enjoy myself, because I'll have to drive home. But if I go on the train, then I can have a drink. And at the moment, it's erring towards going on the train. The only problem with going on a train is it's then I have to carry all my stuff around with me while I'm going around, and then it's like I have to, if I want to get the last train home, I'm going to have to leave at such and such a time in the evening. So there's plus and minuses to both of it. But the main point is I'm going to the Transformers and Such meet on the 15th of April in Birmingham. So I will see you there if you're going. So that was the first thing that I neglected to mention in my last video. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, as you probably know, I'm fastidious about list keeping as regards to my Transformers collecting habit. Now, the reason I do this is years before, about say 15 years ago, or I was previously a RC car collector, and I've got a huge collection of RC cars up in the loft, about 170 odd RC cars, and over a period of years, I collected all these RC cars. My RC car collection is quite sizable, and I spent thousands of pounds on it, buying up all these cars, these model cars from all over the world. But I didn't keep any records. Now, I've got a figure in my head what I think my RC car collection is worth, and I think it's worth about 12 grand. But in talking to my mate Richard, since I've been out of the RC car collecting scene, the value of certain models seems to have gone up quite a bit. And obviously I think my collection is worth a lot more than I thought it was, because I've got quite a few rare and unusual items in my collection, which you don't see that often come up on eBay. So if I was to start selling them, I could probably make some money. Not that I'm going to sell it, because I'm sitting on it and I'm not doing anything with my RC car collection. The fact that I've got all this stuff, and I know I've got all this stuff up in the loft, is good enough for me. But it's not doing it any good sat up in the loft, just sitting there gathering dust. And a lot of these cars have like soft rubber tyres on, which over time dry out and crack and split, and yeah, and the oil leaks out the shock absorbers and all sorts of things. And you sometimes you get moisture and rust on the corrosion on the metal parts, and it's all that stuff. But needless to say, I didn't keep records of my RC car collecting, and I don't really regret that. So when I became a Transformer collector back in sort of spring 2014, I decided I'm starting a brand new collection from fresh. I can keep records of exactly how much I've spent on it, what I've bought, where I've bought it from, right from day one, and that's what I've done. Now, originally I used to have multiple lists, multiple facets of my collection that I used to upkeep over the course of the year, and I carried this on until the back end of 2015, where I had made a couple of mistakes in my list keeping, and this meant some discrepancies crept into my lists, and when I tried to tot the figures up at the end of the year, it just didn't add up, and I couldn't find where the discrepancy was, and it really annoyed me. So what I did was I cut my losses, I stopped doing all the multiple list making, and instead replaced it with the single list, the master list, where I put everything on that I buy every month on a list, and then it's quite easy to keep track of everything, and you just tot it up at the end of the month, and there's your facts and figures. And in doing this list keeping, obviously my Transformers collection, I've been able to number every single bot that I've bought and added to my collection, and over the years it's grown considerably. And every now and again I get what I call a centenary bot. I reach a landmark in my collection. You get like 100 bots, 200 bots, 300 bots, and I get these what I call centenary bots. And the deal is, when I get to a centenary bot, that then will be a bot that I will review when I get to the same amount of subscribers on my channel. So I've only done I've done a review for 100 subs and a review for 200 subs, which was my bot 100 is this guy here. It's Terradive. So yep, he's bot 100, and then the next one was RID One Step Fix It. But anyway, needless to say, I'm now getting close to bot 700. I'm getting close to my 7th centenary bot, and I've got a list here, and bots I'm up to currently is 693, and I've got 3 bots that I bought the other day, which are on order. Which, well, the thing is, though it's 2 pre-ordered bots I ordered on Saturday. I ordered Mastermind Creations, Cool Tour, the 3rd production run from Kapow, but that probably won't get that till May. And then from TFS Express I ordered Mackie Toys Striker Noir, which hopefully will arrive in the next couple of weeks. And then yesterday, when I got back from Bury, I went ahead and bought Takara Masterpiece MP36 Megatron. I was gonna... Now, I'd missed out on the initial pre-order prices of 155, 165 quid that Kapow was offering. I think TFS Express was doing it for about 165. I missed out on those prices because their pre-orders are now sold out. And I was looking on eBay, and everybody on eBay, they're starting to appear on eBay, but it's scalpers prices. I mean, the cheapest you can get it is just over 190 quid. But, there's people asking over 200 quid for it. And I was looking around, and I noticed that Robot Kingdom had their pre-order on MP36 still open, and they were doing it for, was it $189.90? So I was kind of interested. I did a rough calculation on the price, and it was about 150 quid with the exchange rate as it was. So I thought, well, let's see if I can get one from there. So the only problem is I haven't got an account with Robot Kingdom, so I had to set up an account with Robot Kingdom, and it's like, oh, you've got to create yet another bloody password for a website. You know, I've got dozens and dozens of websites I'm members of. All got individual passwords. They're all, you know, good passwords with letters, numbers, lowercase, uppercase, symbols, and all that. And it's just coming up with new passwords all the time. It just does my head in. Anyway, set up an account. Went into pre-order because obviously it won't tell you the shipping price until you've actually, got the thing in your basket, and then you can work out the shipping price. It doesn't tell you it up front before you actually start the purchase procedure. So went to purchase it, and then it came up with the shipping options, and they were like free shipping options. It was a secured airmail, EMS, and one other, and the prices were like $51, $75, and was it $55? So I went for the cheapest shipping option, which was registered airmail. And then obviously that bought, when the PayPal thing came through, it was just under 200 quid. It was 199.10, I think it was. And I was thinking, that's a lot more than I'm prepared to spend on this, but I'm committed now. Okay, let's buy it. Press the proceed button, and PayPal kicked me out and sent me back to Robot Kingdom's website. Now, I've had this problem before trying to buy stuff off websites via PayPal through my mobile phone. Sometimes it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. When you go to commit to pay, it just spits it out. And I tried this 2 or 3 times, and then I realised this ain't working, so right, sod it. So I emptied my basket, closed the site down, went onto eBay. Right, says, okay, what's the cheapest price we got on eBay? So I bought one off eBay, 191.99 or whatever it was. And luckily enough, it was from my mate, Mr. Animatropolis, and I've bought stuff from him before. He's a trusted seller. So I've got that ordered. But getting back to Bot 700, I'm only probably about 4 bots away from getting to my 7th centenary bot. Now, my centenary bots before, I've mostly got them at conventions. I mean, I've got 2. I mean, I had a note somewhere where I wrote them all down. I don't know what I've done with it. Well, anyway, one of a couple of them I got rollout roll call. I mean, this guy I got at my first rollout roll call I went to, and picked one up at the last auto assembly. That's Bot 300. Picked one up at TF Nation. That's Bot 500. And then the others were, I got one at the NEC Toy Fair. That was that little Micromaster Red Hot that I did the trade with Bisto Yeti, and then I managed to get it back from him. So Bot 400 I got at NEC Toy Fair. And then 600. And then I got some at retail as well, because Bot 200, One Step Fix It. I got him at the Entertainer at Bury when I bought a bunch of RID bots when I was up there one Saturday morning, and he was just one of those. But this time is different, because I'm pretty certain that Bot 700 is going to arrive this month. Now, I've pretty much spent my my budget for this month already on them pre-orders and MP36. I've still got 2 KTRT bots I'm looking at on eBay, so I might buy them in the next couple of days. But, you know, there is a chance that I could pick something up later this month that will be Bot 700. But it's how these things will arrive. I mean, they're all been sent in the post and will all arrive at different times. I mean, I'm not going to get Coulter this month, and probably won't get him till the back end of May, early June, as is the nature of pre-orders. But I'm hoping this time that fate will intervene. I'm hoping that it'll be totally random. It'll be dependent on which bot arrives at what time, which means Bot 700 this time round will be in the lap of the gods, and I'd like it to be a surprise as to which one it's actually going to be, rather than one that I buy that just so happens to be, and I know I've bought it at the time, that just so happens to be that it's Bot 700. So Of course, I'm going to the this TFNS meet at Birmingham, and hopefully I'll be buying a couple of bots while I'm there. I might pick up bot 700 while I'm at that event. Who knows? But anyway, so that was something else I wanted to mention. There is one other thing before I sign off. I did mention at the end of my haul video a couple of days ago that there was a bot I ordered last month that was overdue, and I thought it got lost in the post. Well, I was up at Bury this weekend, and when I was up at Bury, I got a text message from your mum saying, "Oh, you got a package has been you got a package has arrived. Unfortunately, it's got a customs hit on it." And it's like, oh, here we go. But there's only one thing it could be, because at that point I hadn't actually ordered the other figures. Anyway, so this afternoon, got home from work, went up to the post office, paid my money, and I've got a box. Now, remember when I used to do those unboxing videos early last year? I mean, I bought them in as a replacement for my end of month bot hauls, which I stopped doing at the end of 2015. And I did them for a little while, but then I got some negative comments from certain viewers, and I decided to stop doing it. But I've got a box, so let's do a what's in the box wilderness. Oh, I know what it is. I mean, obviously, no, it's got customs charge sticker on it. So this is the bot that was overdue from last month. It's finally arrived. I'm glad it's arrived. It took a lot longer than it was supposed to be honest. Right. Some paper packing. Right. Now, open this guy up. There we go. Web Divers W04 Garrion. Now, he turns from a pirate galleon into a dragon. Those two things just pushed my buttons straight away. He's a bit of a shell former, but yeah, I quite fancy getting him, so I've got one now. Glad I got him. So how many, what's that, 4 or 5 figures I've got from the Web Divers line now? There's still a 1 or 2 more I could probably go for. But yeah, so he finally arrived, so that was good. So yeah, I just, like I said, there was a couple of things I forgot to mention in my last video. I just wanted to put it out there. So I thought, what better way, chewing the fat. I haven't done one for a while, and this is part of the reason why I do the chewing the fat. It's just a reason to switch the camera off and just talky about a few things that are on my mind as regards to Transformers and maybe other subjects. So there you go. I could hopefully be doing a couple of reviews this month. I still haven't reviewed Byklon's Mega Beasts Thunder Guardian. Still haven't reviewed him. Need to get my arse in gear and do that one. Obviously Tobot Z. I need to do a review on that because there's a few things I want to say about that. And like I said, there's a couple of KTRT bots I'm looking to buy in the next couple of days, and they will hopefully arrive mid-month sometime. So there's that as well. So hopefully you'll get a few reviews out of my channel, probably be like KTRT stuff. So that's that. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me waffle on. I will catch you whenever with the next video, whenever it comes up. So that's me to you. Goodbye.